My name is Mansu Kim, work at Imperial Solutions.
Emphasize more from S generative to CATIA the workflow.
Nice, right? But and
Right,
also
right.
remember that this is not only the result, it's all including the structures. So you can see. And now your interesting point, template, right? So let's go through the template a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Maybe not too much tips, but we will do some things. Template is for recreating those things. When you change the numbers a lot, it recreates. But this time, I use the patterns, right? But not patterns, but by automations, it will act one by one because the pattern is, treat as one picture. If you later on you want to treat one by one, so it should be a little bit different from pattern, right? So maybe I show you some parametric facade when I'm searching in Google. So there's a lot of interesting stuff here, right? So maybe when you increase your ability using CATIA, we can create those stuff. For now, let's find something simple. For today, maybe seems like so. Okay, this looks good, right? I think this kind of shapes we create today. Is it okay?
Okay,
So
please.
So we will have a front line and the top line. We will create some template called the PowerCopy, and we'll replace them all together by using template automations. Very good. So I will hide a little bit this one, and I will just copy it one for another. I don't know why it's home subs, but hide it, and I will just gonna use the coordinations only. So here it looks like this. So we will create the facade, maybe X directions. I will. This is the line, the X line. Okay. So mesh. I will create the line from the position to X directions. Like along some things like, let's say, act as a facade, for example. It can be a middle of them or starting point. It doesn't matter. And maybe top side, we will have another one. So just let's move this one. Transfer comment and directions. You can always jet directions comes. You can always click like from here, or you can click this line as well. So, but I will use the jet directions like this, and maybe 3,000. Okay. So we have two line, and in the middle, it should be fun, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in the middle, we will going to create the line from here. So maybe sketch will be good. And it would be fun if we using the two sketch. Okay, the front view and top view. So we will across the both sketch. So this time a plan should be here, and the original point is here. This point, and you see here parallel to line. Click this one. So you see X directions is like this, but you always drawing from this view, right? So you need to change the directions of sketching by clicking reverse. So here, X, horizontal and vertical view. So when you click OK, it will become. And let's create some stuff like this. But when you change the length of the facade, this one to always following, right? So we need to have some connectivity from here to here. That's what I thought just now. So I will create some point here. I will not going to use the vertex, okay? Because it's hard to control later. But I will create the point instead. So we have a point here. So you can change the, the positions. I will use sketch the next of point. So sketch. Now we have a point here. We can create some construction line. And connect this point to this. So this line is always here. And maybe there's another tips. When you create the constructions, you can just click the dimensions and then click to object and right click. Actually, there's available constructions you can click it. Okay? It's easier than using the constructions. So this point is always here, right? Good. And maybe this one,
Yes.
this line, something like that. So when you move, so this will move, but this point will not move. It depends on you give them parameters or not, right? So let's just left for now, like this. And then I also want to create from the view from the top view. So clicking sketch. This seems good, but always remember that always need to click properly. So this okay. So maybe let's see later on what we're going to happen. But I will create another construction line, and this should be from the line, and this point have a connectivity here. The other one have connectivity as well. So I will just let it pre. Later on, you can always make different shapes. So
Yes.
so we have two sketch, and we will combine them. Combine command. The first sketch and second sketch. Right. So we have a 3D line now. Matrix 3D line. So this is the mess. I mean, we just creating the 3 curves for instantiate the PowerCopy. Then the
Can you please explain why we combine? I don't quite understand why we use combine
for creating the 3D curve.
to create a 3D curve. So essentially, what's the process to this is by some sort of projection, so they find the 3D curve in space?
Yeah, you can use the 3D curve as well. But using the sketch, you can always, changing by parameter.
I see. Yeah. So
So
you use 2D sketch to control your 3D curve, the result.
yeah, it depends on the conditions. If 3D curve is good for your design, 3D curve is fine. Yeah, but you need to
but I think you are showing me a very controllable way, because I think I think this is something that the designer may miss, because in some of the program we can manipulate in 3D, but we lose the ability to control the shape. While
Right.
you are starting from 2D sketches
Right.
to combine the 2D sketches into 3D, then you have the ability to control the shape of a 3D curve. I think that's the thinking that more often time the designers cannot have in right now
Yeah,
the
it's
program.
not because we're not going to make a output, but we're going to build the structure. So, for example, this line controlled by the facade line and controlled by plan
Yes.
line. So you can control both in the same time. And you see here, when line change, this point is always following. So
Yes.
the actually lengths doesn't matter. How to build is important. Length can be always changed later on.
That's the essence of about CATIA. Yes.
Yeah. So here I just will change it, the mess. And then now it's time to create the one PowerCopy. It will use the automation later on. So I will use another geometrical set. We call them PowerCopy creations. Okay. And here I will create another geometrical set. And PowerCopy. Let's make a short PW panel or lumber, for example, something like that. So what we're going to do, make a PowerCopy from this tree line. So we're going to copy this tree line. And now here, if you just Control B, if you do, then this will always following here, right? This one, same. But I don't want to follow them because PowerCopy is working itself. So I want to remove them, the history, connectivity. So you can do it, isolate like this, isolate, isolate. So it will not going to move by this mess. For example, let's see here, coordinations. This line. When you change it, so it will not going to move, right? Because we remove the connectivity for now. And the other
Yes,
way,
Mensu, question please. But when you are creating these three inputs, you
Mhm.
were using copy and paste. Why they still link to the original line and curves?
Yeah, because this copy creation, you just copy and bring another parts as well, because there's no connectivity, like same animations, like when you're creating the mess. So there's
Right.
no input, and I mean no input. Even we have input as a isolated input. Therefore, this always moving the another place can move another place if you want to make many different copy and collect all together, easily copy without the consideration of upper side relationship.
Oh, okay. I see. So they
So
are becoming the dummies for you
yeah,
to
yeah,
assign the new inputs. Yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
So then you only focus on here, looking this line, not clicking the other one, right? So it's easy, good way to making it clean for your structure.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
another tips, when you copy it, like 1, 2, 3, we want to copy it, Control C, and you can just right click here and paste special. And there's a way to paste. First one is usual Control B, copying all the process together. The second one is just bring you the result, but always linked to the upper side. Then third one is the just as a result, like isolated one. So third one is having a same result like this.
That's good.
So no need to do
That's good to
isolate.
know. Thank you.
So now we are going to hide the original, the mess, and then create the PowerCopy from here. So maybe I can start some point here, then create the plan like this. Then this plan you can intersect because other line as well. Oh, not to combine, but intersect. So,
Yeah, just for the new user to know, the plane is more like the Rhino C plane, so they are infinite.
yeah, infinite plan. So here, and you just can connect by line, but let's make a little bit fun. You can managing later on. You can change the shapes, for example. Let's using the sketch. You have plan, and origins always be here, and orientation parallel to. This time we don't have it, but sometimes you need it, so it's okay. So it doesn't matter because we are not going to use this coordinate system. Okay, good. So we have this kind of a line, and I wanted to create some things from here. Maybe I wanted to create a line, something like that. So we will have a curve like this. And also, let's change the plan. Maybe this would be more interesting. Point to point connections. But you have a vertical, and the length, vertical length, maybe 300, and connect from here to here. Okay. And I will create the arc, 3-point arc, 1, 2, 3, these directions, and here's coincidence. Of course, it should be tangency. And the other side, I want to also have a tangency. Here, for example. And this will be constructions. And I will add another line. So you see, when you had, it's automatically having some things, right? So in this case, if you don't want to have some things, another like automatics constructions, you just simply click, not like this, simply click somewhere, then you just construction yourself. Sometimes it's better for avoiding the over constructions. Okay.
That's good.
So we have like this. And then, I will create the upper side together. So maybe this time, that's like another, like this way. So point, and then we will have a direction, distance, 300. And we create the arc starting from here, like this. So avoid the over constructions so that you can define yourself what you want. Coincidence, cross, tangency. And then here, tangential again. So constructions, change it to constructions, and add the line here to here. Okay, I think it's good. So let's see the modifications, if it's working well or not. So by testing, you see here, there's something missing, right? So you will see here what's the missing. So I will change the sketch again. We had created the line, but something else, it's gone somewhere. So I will make it back. So there's something wrong here. So this line is not connected end to end. So point to point constants.
Mention a question, please.
Yep.
When will you use profile in the sketch?
Yeah. When I use the profile sketch,
When do you need to? Maybe I should say this way.
Yep.
Say again, sorry.
When I want to control the profile, that is time I'm using the sketch and a little bit, not a line, not a simple line, but when you have something complex combinations of the lines. But this can be done without the sketch, many history, but sketch help you compact as one. So if the problems always is defining the coordinations well. By that, you can reduce the error. So maybe I can do here extrusions each side, so both side, like too small, 30. But this will want to change it later on, right, as well. So we will going to make a parameters as well. So it's true. And maybe the lastly, we can create the volumes, thick surface command. So this one. And the directions. Here's another tips, directions. You don't want to always clicking the directions, but you can actually use the parameters minus. So minus directions, you can be great, without just using the opposite, because this is sometimes important. You don't want to touch the directions because it need to work well, but if you keep clicking directions, and you might later on you might confusing, and it will adapt it in different way. So I recommend you, as long as possible, don't use the directions, but use the parameters minus. It will have a same result, but you see, I will show you some example. For example, here. When you use the offset command, this surface actually already having normal directions. So when you clicking extrude, it will be going to outside. Why? I know, because I starting the sketch from here to here. So it's outside, but depends on your sketch, it can be inside, right? So you can clicking, for example, let's say there's a command to make it opposite here, invert the orientations by using this, so it become opposite, right? Then when you...
What's the difference between using a command and just by clicking? What's the difference?
So we have inverted, so I will show you the differences. So again, I will do a same offset by using this inverse surface. So the direction is inversed, right? So
Yes.
100 millimeters is offset this way, not the outside, but inside. So this command help you the inverse. But you see here, if we have here the offset from the original surface, but if I change them, this surface, so you don't know this one or this one. If you keep clicking the direction change, right? So this behaviors always changing depending on the inversions. So again, when you're clicking like this by inverting, the directions of the shapes all will going to change. So therefore, if you always keep mind the exterior, without minus is going to interior and the plus going to the outside, you don't wanna use the change the directions by options. If you need to change the direction, you use the command inverse. So then that only one we're going to inverse. So which means
These are very good.
How much mix the directions. The directions always
Right.
crucial for creating the template.
This is really helpful because I flipped the direction before, and once I did that, and
Yeah.
after when I were doing other things,
Yeah.
the system will get confused.
Right, right. And then maybe I can show another example. It depends on how you create, direction will define. For example, I click this one and this one. Let's say make a surface like this, then see the offset. So you can see the directions. So it's outside, right? But I delete. And if I click first curve from here to here, you see directions, how react. Oh, it's still outside. It's good things because I created the lines all same directions. But depends on how you create. Maybe if this line was inversed, if you starting from here, it might be looks like this. Over inverse the curve. Okay. So then maybe this time will act differently. See. Then the offset. Yeah, going to inside, right? So always it's good. When you create something line or curve surface, you're always thinking how to create.
Right.
My experience, I mean my opinion for myself, when you create the lines, I always starting from left to right and under to upper. For example, when you create
That's good. That's
a good tips, I think. So it's this like this. When you're creating the box, I'm not using this box command actually, because this box command, this line, starting from here to here, the upper side, starting from here to here. So this line and these lines have a behavior different. Understand? So how I created the rectangular is from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here. Under to upper, left to right. So the behavior of the lines always same. Just like that. I will create the rectangular, this kind of method. Because CATIA, remember all the process what you are doing it, but you are not showing it here, so you can't change them sometimes. So this is helpful for the tip.
That's very helpful.
Yeah. And then I just delete them unnecessary here. So we have finally I will hide some. The output doesn't look like this. Maybe let's change it to some color. It's white. It looks like much better. I don't know, but let's see. So here you see it depends on the positions. It will automatically adapt
Yes.
the positions. That's good.
Right, right.
And also I want to control these depths. Width. So I will create the parameters. You can actually create the parameter set Control C, Control V as well, but it should be inside of the PowerCopy. So I will use this set under all the PowerCopy. So I will create another geometrical set. Let's say number. The parameter I create the length here. Make a formula. Not formula. I will create it here 30. We have length 30. Let's say it should be both sides minus 100. So it should change it 100 before to connect. So right click, edit the formula. This is the thickness, right? Not this one. It should be this one. So this is width. So okay. This one 40. Maybe 40 here. Then edit the formula, connect here. Like that. Then I will try to change 60 so it works. And then I will change the name. Width. And then relationship always coming here, but you need to move them inside of the PowerCopy. Like that. So it's fine. Thickness is, I will not control the thickness, but let's say a little bigger. Okay, good. And then maybe I want to control the position of the point, this one, because you will gonna make it automations and the positions want to change it, right? So I want to make positions as well. So for defining positions depends on the count. So we were going to make a count first, the integer, and let's say total count, like 30, for example. I will name it. It's much easier. Total count 30, and I will make another count. 5. Maybe my count. Okay, and then this we will relate it. The length here, I needed to have another length. So this length, maybe total length, or you know the length here parameters somewhere. So you just connect them. No, this is input, right? You always want to know that this length. So when input change, this will automatically change. So we need to have a relation. So here, there's a command from maker, and you can get the parameter from the curve length. So here, measure and length, double click here. So you put your geometry within the blank, just clicking. By clicking, the first line is this one, so double click. Okay. Then automatic update, yes. So here you see the parameter we always having here inside, right? So later everything's all together. I will move in the relations inside, but let's continue other one first. This is
Yes.
called the total length, right? And then this position of the length, it will follow. I will make one distance first. So we will going to create the length from total length divide the count. So we will have the first each distance. So this one is good. And then the length, finally, we will have the length. We can calculate the length from here to here by the length, and the calculations is each distance multiple my count, right? So we know the length here. And then this will connect to this length. Okay. Right. So I will change the name again here. I positions, for example, or my distance.
Yes.
So I will move them the order inside the relationship here. Good. So let's see if we're working well. So if I change the number 10, so it become here. If I change the maybe total number 15, it will be changed to different place because 15 to 10, right? So it's almost 60% more than. So it works well. And one thing, these parameters, maybe we can add here, so control easily, then looking, not this one. Oh, we already have it here, right? Okay, good. So here's, we made the PowerCopy, but I will just reorder them for good activations. So reorder command, parameter, relationship, shapes. They are always positioned like this. So I always can control parameters first step. And
Yes.
relationship, just put it inside, and the geometry is like this. Okay, good. We have a simple, and I will hide some. And the seems white, like white here. Maybe let's try another one. It's more bubble.
Good. Looks good.
Yeah, yeah. So just for trying, I will copy and the face, and I will see the different place, something like that. So I want to see another one. So maybe click. That's good, right? So okay, good. It works well. And now we will register PowerCopy. So inputs are done. Then we want to create the PowerCopy here. PowerCopy functions. Or you can use as a UDF as well. But let's do a PowerCopy this time.
Yes.
So name, PowerCopy number, for example. Then you're just clicking the geometrical set, what you want to do. Then those are inputs that appear here. But see here, we want to control the input, but not a good name, right? So we want to change the input name. You can change one by one, but also before you create the PowerCopy, I just want to rename it here, so it will automatically update. No need to change the PowerCopy usually. So this is another fix, like input one, like this. Let's do like this. then input 2, input 3. So if it's curve, I usually input curve 0, 1, 0, 2 like that. If surface, input surface 0, 1, 0, 2, something like that. I'm using it.
Okay. And you like to use hyphen, underscore
Yeah,
to
yeah.
separate input and 0, 1? Okay.
Yeah, so easy to recognize later on the automations. So
Right.
clicking here, it automatically bring the name. So you actually no need to change the name anymore, right? So always doing this way. And if you wanna using some parameters while you appreciate or something, you can publish it here. But I'm not going to that for now. It's not important for now. So okay, good. So we have a PowerCopy now, right? So I will name it PW again. I will save it.